Hey, bonjour tout le monde. So, this video is my one shameless plug that I do every year as to why you should keep taking foreign language and especially French. Okay. All right. So, anywho, I really wish I was there to do this in person with you guys and to answer questions. Sadly, I can't be there today, but if you do have any questions while you're watching this video, um, write them down or even type them up in an email and send them to me. I will gladly help you answer any questions. Okay. Or come see me with questions. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yay. All right. Okay. So, I like to start off with this little flow chart down here that you see. And right now we are in FR2, Français 2. Yeah, yeah. Woo-hoo, right? Okay. And so the next logical step for next year is Français 3. Ouais, baby. Okay. Now, you'll also notice these like dotted arrows because it is also possible there are some people who will jump up to French 3 honors next year. Okay. But that is uh, by teacher recommendation. Okay. And so check your emails this weekend because I will be emailing you and your parents to let you know what my recommendation is for your French class for next year, whether I think you would be better in French 3 or French 3 honors. Okay. And keep in mind with my recommendations, I am recommending you for the class where I think you will do the best. Oh my gosh, my cats are fighting with each other. Sorry. Okay. I recommend you for the class where I think you're going to be the most successful, right? It would be horrible for me or any other teacher for that matter to recommend a student to take a class where like the teacher doesn't think that that student could get an A and a B or a B in that class, right? That's just awful. That should not happen, right? Okay. So just keep that in mind, when you see your recommendation that, that's the class where I think you're going to be the most successful. Okay. It could be for a variety of reasons, right? Okay. But if you have questions or concerns about your recommendation, please come talk to me about it, right? Because there might be some things that going on with you that I'm not aware of. There might be some things that with the courses or with the classwork or whatever that maybe for next year that maybe you're not aware of, right? Okay. So just come talk to me. We'll work it all out. We'll figure it out. Yay. All right, cool. So another thing that I want to mention really quickly for people that might want to go into French 3 honors next year is that in French 3 honors, there is the option to take that class as a College Credit Plus course. Okay. And that's through Sinclair. Okay. So what's the difference between French 3 honors and French 3 honors College Credit Plus? Nothing. I mean, work wise, content wise, nothing. Same exact class. Okay. The only difference is that people who said, "Ooh, yeah, I would like college credit for that right now for free, please." They have to go online. They went online and they filled out an application on Sinclair's website for College Credit Plus. Had their parents like sign off on it, fill it out, whatever, and bada bing, there you go. Okay, right. And later this spring, for people who are maybe going to the 3 honors College Credit Plus, I will have info for you on how to go and apply and do that. Okay, so we'll kind of help you through that process. But anyways, so if you take French 3 honors CCP, when you graduate high school, you'll have your high school transcript that's going to say French 3 honors. You get credit for taking that, right? But then you're also going to get a transcript from Sinclair saying, "Hey, you took this college French class at Sinclair." Right? And a little thing that has changed is that those classes, the French classes specifically, now I can't speak to any other classes, but I know that the French classes at Sinclair are now what they call tagged, okay? Which means that there are more universities and colleges throughout the country that will accept those credits. Okay. It used to be that College Credit Plus credits were really kind of only good within the state of Ohio, but now that these classes are tagged, that has changed. Okay. Now, all colleges and universities are different. They all have different requirements and all that. So, of course, when you're a senior and you're looking at schools, you do have to just check with each individual school, okay? Because they all do things a little bit differently. But that option is out there, okay? Following that, right? Okay. Another thing is for people who are going for an honors diploma. Woo-woo. All right. One way to get an honors diploma is to take 3 years of study of one foreign language, right? So if you're in French 2 right now, if you take French 3 or 3 honors next year, either way, you fulfilled that requirement. Okay. So yay for that. Woohoo. But should we stop taking French after French 3 or French 3 honors? Keep taking it, keep taking it, keep taking it, keep taking it, okay? Because there are many reasons, right? But, oh my gosh, my cats, I think, are like literally beating the snot out of each other right now. Great. Okay, anywho, so if you hear hissing and like crazy cat screams in the background, that's what's happening. Okay. All right. So why should you keep taking French? Okay. So there are pretty much every college and university that I know of, they look really favorably upon students who have gone above and beyond the like normal requirement, right? Okay. So taking the highest level of a foreign language that you can while you're in high school shows a lot of dedication. It shows just, yeah, it's really good. I'm sure you've seen these on my board before. Okay. You know, this is from Princeton University Director of Admissions. Our recommendation is that in terms of high school prep, students take 4 or more years of a single language, believing that achieving proficiency in a language is preferable to not quite achieving proficiency in 2. Okay. Let's see. Is there another one? Notre Dame, student studying a language for 4 or 5 years has a genuine interest in knowledge and education, not just fulfilling minimal requirements. Another one, 4 or 5 years study of a language in high school shows follow through and a deeper level of interest. Okay. And do I have another one? Oh my gosh. Yeah. We give the most consideration to students who have taken the highest school language available at their school. Okay. Now, before I'm going to skip back here on my little PowerPoint, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you a story that just recently happened, actually. Every year there is this little thing that the teachers, some teachers and counselors at Oakwood High School do. It's called College Connections. Okay. So the entire, I'm pretty sure like there's reps from the guidance department who go, and then there's one teacher representative from each department in the high school who also go on this program. So it's like one English teacher, one science teacher, one math teacher, one world languages teacher, right? Okay. And what they do is they go and they spend a day visiting a university. Okay. So they meet with admissions counselors, they meet with professors, they sit in on classes. If there are any Oakwood graduates who are attending that university, they meet up with them and talk to them. Okay. And so last year for College Connections, they visited Ohio State. Okay. And our representative from the World Language Department who went was Madame Jurgens. And when she came back, she had really interesting things to say, which she shared with the whole department. But one of the most interesting, I thought, was the fact that she said that the admissions counselors at Ohio State said, yeah, we really look for students who are taking 5 years of a language, like an AP language class, because that really sets you apart. right now, everybody takes APUSH. Everybody takes AP Bio. Everybody takes like AP English, right? But the amount of students out there in high school who are taking an AP world language class, teeny tiny. Yeah. So they said that is one of the most important things that they look for when they are looking through college or through high school transcripts. Okay. Now, even if you don't want to take all the way up through AP, or maybe you're a freshman right now in French 2 and you're like, well, I can't get to French 5 AP in high school. Keep going, just take the highest level that you can, right? Okay. Because they're still going to look at that as being like, that's awesome, right? You went the furthest that you possibly could go. Okay. Right. Now, the other thing with AP, really quickly, that I want to mention is that you don't have to take the AP test for French if you don't want to. Okay. So you can still sign up for the class and take the class. And it's still great to do that because, I mean, obviously you're still learning French, number one, but number two, when it comes to your senior year and it's like the fall, winter of your senior year, that's when all your college applications are going out, all your high school transcripts are going out, and with your college applications. And what's going to happen is they're going to see that you are in that French 5 AP class. Okay. It doesn't tell them if you're taking the test or not, but it tells them that you're in that class, which is a really, really important thing, really great thing to set you apart. Like I said. Okay. Let me think here. What else should I talk about? CCP classes, jumping back to that really quickly, by the way. So 3 honors and 4, you can take them CCP. One really cool thing about that is that those are taught right here at Oakwood by either Madame Jurgens or myself. Okay. And that's really cool because we know how to teach high schoolers. Okay. And sometimes there are classes where maybe like a professor from a university will come in and teach the class. Well, trust me from experience, professors at university, they have much different expectations about, how classes should run, how quickly you should learn, things like that. And a lot of times those don't go over really well with high school students. Okay. So it's just really nice because we're used to you guys. We know how to do high schoolers or teach high schoolers. Yeah. Okay. Anywho, some other benefits, honors courses, CCP and AP courses include a little GPA add-on for you. Okay. The one caveat to that is for AP, if you want the GPA add-on, you do have to take the AP test to get that add-on. Okay. Another thing that's really awesome if you keep taking French is that there is a National French Honor Society. Okay. And we have a little induction ceremony for that every spring. And basically what this is, it's like an award. Okay. People hear like honor society and they're like, oh no, because they start thinking like service hours and writing essays to apply for it and all this stuff. No, you don't have to do any of that. Okay. Like I said, it's basically just like an award. Okay. What it is you do have to be inducted into French National Honor Society. I mean, there is a, GPA, overall GPA that you have to have, right, in order to be inducted. But then the other part of it is that you have to have 3 semesters in a row, so 3 semester grades in a row of A's in your French classes. Okay. So it is possible that if you're in French 2 right now, right, and you take French 3 next year, it is possible that you could be inducted into French NHS next year. Okay. You get a certificate. We have like one little induction ceremony in the spring, the kind of thing that you all probably hate, but parents love. They're like, they love that. But it's like 30 minutes. We make it short and sweet. Okay. And it's a great thing to be able to put, it's just another great thing to be able to put on your college application. Right. Okay. The other thing I want to mention too about French NHS is that if you don't have like 3 semesters in a row of A's in French class, that right now, that's okay. It doesn't matter when you get those 3 semesters in a row. Okay. And there's nothing that says that you have to continue getting A's. Okay. No. Okay. It's just 3 semesters in a row of A's. So, I mean, I have had students in the past who like were in French 4 or maybe even in French 5. That one's a little rarer, but I've definitely had students who are in French 4 who have been inducted into French NHS because that just happened to be when they got 3 semesters in a row of A's. So, woohoo. Yeah. All right. What else do I want to talk about on this page? Seal of biliteracy. I'm not going to talk about that right now. That's like for a French 5 AP thing. Okay. Anywho. All right. So I'm going to go back through my little boop, 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 boop PowerPoint here. Boop, 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 boop. Yay. Boop, boop. Oh, this slide basically just talks about how really in today's world, more so than ever, because of social media and smartphones, soft skills are so, so, so important. Okay. Because sadly, people, because of social media and whatnot, people are not learning how to interact as well as they used to. Okay. So those soft skills are becoming more and more important. And that's really something that you like can learn in foreign language, right? This little page here talks about Google, the Google company. They might be a little bit important in technology. They might be kind of a little company out there. Anyways, so they did a research project a little bit back. They called it Project Oxygen. And what this project was, they went and researched the hiring, promotional, and firing practices of their company up to that date, right? And so they looked for, okay, people who get hired at Google, what do they all have in common? People that get promoted in Google, what do they all have in common? People that get fired from Google, what do they have in common, right? And out of this research, they had 8 of the most important qualities that they found that they liked their employees to have, okay, or that their successful employees have. And of those 8, STEM expertise came in very last. It was number 8 out of 8, right? The 7 top characteristics of successful employees at Google were all soft skills, okay? Like being a good coach, communicating and listening well. What do we do in a foreign language class? Do we communicate and listen? I hope so. All right. Possessing insight into others. Yeah. I mean, do we learn about different cultures, how people do things differently in other countries and why and all that? Yeah, we do that in class, right? Having empathy toward being supportive of other people, being a critical thinker, problem solver, right? Okay, all that good stuff. So that's another thing that I know is maybe a little more abstract, but super important to keep in mind, right? And foreign language can definitely help you with that. Let's see, what else? We already talked about CCP and AP, okay? Now, you might be someone who you're sitting there thinking, you're like, Madame, why would I even care about getting CCP credits or AP credits for a foreign language? Because I'm sorry, but Madame, but I am not studying French in college. Okay, well, here's why. I don't know if you know about this. Maybe some of you who are older might know, but there is such a thing at all universities and colleges in the US called general education requirements or gen ed requirements. Some schools call them slightly different things, like some schools call them breadth of knowledge requirements, whatever. But basically, these requirements, it's kind of a little bit like high school, okay? Like, they are going to make you take a certain number of courses across a variety of subjects in order to graduate from college, right? Okay. So, for instance, if you are going into school to be an engineer, you're probably thinking, oh, yeah, I'm going to take lots of science classes, lots of math classes, some technology classes, in my engineering curriculum at college. Yeah, you definitely will. But with gen ed requirements, they will still require you to take a certain amount of English courses, a certain amount of arts and humanities courses, and things like that. Okay. And foreign language is a great way to knock out those like arts and humanities. Foreign language always falls into the arts and humanities like umbrella of gen ed requirements. Okay. So if you get CCP credit in high school or AP credit in high school for French, that might knock out that one requirement. Woohoo. And you don't have to worry about taking that in college. That's awesome, right? Another thing to keep in mind is that, let's say you do go to take a French class at college, okay? All colleges and universities will make you take a placement test first, okay? Because they don't want somebody who's maybe had already 3 or 4 years of experience of 3 or 4 years of French class taking like French 101, right? Which is their like very beginner starter class, okay? So some schools, now not all, they're all different. You got to check with each individual university. But in order to try to avoid that, because you're probably thinking, oh, well, heck, I could just bomb the placement test and take French 101 and get an easy A. Woohoo. I mean, yeah, sure, you could do that. But to try to avoid that, what some schools will do, let's imagine that you test out of French 101 and 102. Let's imagine you test into French 201. Okay. There are some universities and schools where if you complete that French 201 class with a C or higher, you'll get credit for that class, but then they will also give you credit for the other two classes that you placed out of, right? So that's pretty awesome because it's like you just paid for one class, but you got way more credits than just one class, right? Okay. So that's another reason to keep taking language in high school. I have a student just a few years back who only took up through French 4 in high school. And her senior year, her schedule was packed. She just couldn't fit French 5 in. And then she went to University of Dayton and she actually placed into a 300 level French class, even after taking a year off from French, right? So that's pretty awesome. Another thing to keep in mind too is if you're one of those people, you've taken a lot of French in high school, depending on how high you place in college on that placement test, you might only need one or two or just a few more French classes to earn your minor in French. Okay. And I know right now you're probably thinking like, oh, who cares about a minor in French? But tell you, okay, the job, what's it called? The workforce, I guess. The job market. Yeah, there we go. The job market, especially when it's really competitive, employers are looking for things that really set candidates apart, right? And so if I'm an employer and I've got this stack of like 50 applications for a job, and you might be the only one, because let's face it, there aren't tons of Americans that can speak foreign languages. It's really sad and it breaks my heart, but it's true. You might be the only one who has that minor in French. That will definitely set you apart, right? Okay. That's going to take you to the top of the list, right? Okay. Even if the job doesn't require you to use that foreign language, people see that and they're like, ooh, that could be useful, right? Okay. So that's another reason to keep taking foreign language, right? Um, Another thing too is, of course, there are opportunities to study abroad, both in high school and in university. Okay. And I would super, super encourage you guys to do a study abroad. Okay. Um, Maybe not in high school. Okay. Because I mean, me, myself, I was not the kind of kid who could have handled doing a study abroad when I was in high school. Okay. I just wasn't that confident and was just too scared. And, that wouldn't have gone well. Right. But by the time I grew up a little more in university, I went and did study abroad. It was awesome. Okay. I have never met anyone who has said this. Oh, yeah, I did study abroad in college. It was awful. I hated it. No, I have never met a single person who has ever said that. What I always hear from people is, oh my gosh, yeah, I did study abroad when I was in college. It was awesome. It was like the best thing ever. Okay. And so, really, you guys, no matter where you go, like, I would encourage you, get out there in the world. Yeah, I mean, the US, I mean, yeah, I know land wise, we're a big country. Okay. But we're just one country out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds across the world. Okay. There are so many amazing places out there. Okay. So, and you don't necessarily have to speak a foreign language to go study abroad in that country, right? Okay. For instance, there are a lot of study abroad programs that work that way, right? I just met a student actually this past summer. I was in a gondola riding back down from the summit of Mont Blanc in Chamonix in France. And I looked over and there's this young kid standing there. And I just, by looking at him, I knew, oh, yep, he's American. So I started talking to him. And yeah, he was like, oh, yeah, I'm studying abroad right now. He's from Florida, going to college in Florida. He's on a study abroad. And he was like, yeah, every weekend I'm just traveling around to different places. He said the weekend prior, he'd been in Switzerland. And then this weekend, he was in France in the Alps and he was going hiking and all this stuff. Did he speak French? No, he actually didn't. Okay. Which in some places, yeah, that can make things complicated. But he was still out there doing it. Right. Okay. I have a friend who majored in business when she was in college, and she did a study abroad in Austria. Did she know any German before she went? Nope, zero. Right. But while she was there, she took a German class, but then all of her other classes were taught in English and they were business classes, right? And yeah, she said it was a blast, best thing she ever did. She loved it. So I would super, super encourage you guys to, every university has like an international studies like program, right? Or center, and they can help you with that in figuring it out. Okay. Super encourage you guys to to go do that if it, and it doesn't have to be in France, but I mean, I think French speaking countries are the best, but but anywhere you go, get out there. Okay. And speaking of getting out there, um another thing that I think is amazing, and I super like encourage people to do this if you can, is after you graduate from college, go take a year or two and go do something crazy. I don't know, not crazy, not bad crazy, but good crazy. Go find a job, like a crazy job, like working on a fishing boat in Alaska or something like that, right? Just get out there and go do something neat like that, because when you're young is the best time to be able to do that, right? Nowadays, crusty old madame, I have a house, with a mortgage, I have bills to pay, I have fur babies to take care of. And so, as much as I might love to just pack up and go like work in France for a year, yeah, that's probably not going to be so easy for me to do, right? Okay. So when you're younger and you're not tied down, is an awesome time to go do stuff like that. Okay. Um, I will tell you really quickly on the French side of things, the French government actually has an assistant anglais program where they hire Americans. It's usually people right out of college, and you get to work in a school in France. Usually it's a middle school or high school. Sometimes it can be an elementary school, but you're there helping their kids to learn English. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember Madame White from last year, my student teacher, but that's what she's doing right now. She's in Lille, in France, doing this program. She loves it. She is just doing great. I'm so proud of her. It's just awesome. And I have loads of friends who have done this program and have loved it. So that's one option that's out there. And then there are always all kinds of other like opportunities like Peace Corps and things like that that you can go and will just take you around the world. It's so awesome. Such a cool thing to do. And of course, I'm a little biased, but foreign language can always help you out so much. I know this is true for me as well, but Madame Jurgens is the more experienced traveler of the two of us. She's been to tons more countries than I have, but this is true for both of us. We were talking about it one day, and she said, yeah, I've never been to a foreign country where I haven't found somebody who speaks French. She's like, every country I've been to, there's always somebody that speaks French. And I'm like, yeah, pretty much same thing here, and even if you're not the best at it, like if you're trying with if you're trying, that really shows a lot, and it can go a long way with people. So anyways, all right, I will shut up now because I'm sure you are probably sick and tired of listening to this, especially if you had me for French 1 last year and you're like, yes, madame, I already heard this whole speech, blah. So anyways, but look to your emails this weekend for your recommendation email from me. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bon weekend. Ciao.